what you
Hey, you did your statement last week.
I know.
Oh, we better not break that one then. Yeah, first, I better wish my wife a happy birthday today. It's she turned 29, so wish her a happy birthday. If you happen to see her at the ballpark with the kids, I think they got a softball game going on about right now, or they may be going out to dinner a little later. Just please wish her a happy birthday, and that'll keep me in good graces with her. So that's my opening statement.
I know the win is the most important thing, but did the coaches talk about a shutout while it's going on during a game? Was there any discussion of that in the second half?
It's kind of like baseball. You never talk about that stuff during the game, for sure. Just really proud of our young men. They did a really good job last Saturday of just playing 4 quarters of football for the first time this year, and really doing a good job in the second half and playing one play at a time. And that's what's, was a big key for us throughout last week, and it is this week as well. Focusing on your job at that moment and that time, not the final outcome, but the process of getting to the final clock, taking 3 zeros and all that good stuff. So, and then obviously you're proud of the shutout, but it takes everybody. And what I mean by that, not everybody just on defense, but the offense, defense, special teams, field position, all that plays in a factor. So a shutout is really a we fence. We do it together. So.
Coach, obviously, JT Daniels' situation kind of up in the air, so it makes you prepare for multiple quarterbacks. How much do you not like dealing with that throughout this week?
Yeah, we just talked about it at practice, and you work JT Daniels' situations, and you work a game plan for him. You work a game plan for 12 Padgett, and if he was in the football game, then you obviously have a game plan for 9 if he's in the game, the young freshman. And I think they're all 3 different, all really good players. JT Daniels is obviously a very talented young man. He started at Southern Cal, Georgia, West Virginia, and you see why. The arm talent's certainly there. Padgett, he was a redshirt freshman this year. Came in the end of the game at South Florida last week. A tough loss for those guys. I think a few breaks go the other way, and they probably come out of there with a win, and they're sitting here 3-1, and beat a really good Houston team, as well. But he does some good things. He played in 4 games last year, played in the bowl game, redshirted, probably a little bit more mobile than JT. And then you got the freshman who came in, second half of the Texas Southern game, and certainly athletic, 100-meter guy in high school. So he's more of a running quarterback that could take off, and scramble, those type of things. So certainly have our hands full, 3 different game plans for 3 different quarterbacks. But I think, at the end of the day, we got to make sure we focus on us, how we're going about our business this week, focus on 1-0 this week, and make sure we do a great job Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to get to Saturday.
How much does that eat into the main kind of game plan? Like when you are preparing for so many, you ever worried about information overload sometimes?
Yeah, you do. I mean, you try to keep it simple when you in situations like that. You may not give as many reps at just preparing for one quarterback as if you're preparing for 3 different guys, but that's each and every week. I mean, you're preparing for Gardner Webb. They could bring in their backup quarterback who's more of a runner, so you got to make sure you're sound there, or a wildcat situation, or hey, if they were to come out and go empty all game, or trick plays all game. So you're going through that throughout the season. And the good point at this point in the season, going on game 5, is you've seen several different types of quarterbacks. Guys that are just pocket passers, guys that can scramble around, guys that can run the football. So that helps too.
In offense, you guys haven't seen a lot of this season as far as kind of leaning more to pass first.
Yeah.
Is there an emphasis for your guys in the front 7 just to kind of stay home and read the outside as opposed to trying to pass rush?
Yeah, I think they've had over 500 yards of offense a couple different times this year. He threw for 491 combined last week in the air. Their head coach is an O-line coach, so I think they still want to run the football first, and that's still what we got to stop first to make them one-dimensional. But certainly the first team we've seen this year that's not heavy run, Michigan, at Marshall, Gardner Webb, all those type of things. So a little bit different, and I think JT Daniels is kind of the spearhead of that and does a really good job of working the ball down the field. Luke McCaffrey, number 10, is a special receiver. Was a high school, quarterback, started out in Nebraska, transferred to Rice, do some things there, so we got to know where he's at. The running back, Dean Connors, is probably their second leading receiver. Number 0 catches the ball out of the backfield really well. But yeah, so we got to have some different things to be able to do against the pass game and make sure we're doing a good job pass rushing up front, and then in the back, maybe just get some help back there as well.
Coach Houston talked about a lot of players getting their first snap, their first college football game, and did anybody stand out to you
Yeah.
on Saturday on your side?
Yeah, I think we've had some guys, young guys, Antoine Jackson and those guys is now, hey, they're in their second, third ball game. They're starting to get comfortable out there, and you saw that with Antoine on Saturday. I thought he played really well. Didn't have any balls thrown his way, but just watching his eyes and where he's supposed to be and how hard he's playing. Zakai Barker came in late in the game, did a really good job there. Sam Danka was one that, he continues to flash, and it's hard to miss him on the field, knock the ball down. Those 7 foot, arm span up there. They try to throw a flat ball and he knocks it down. So, really excited about him moving forward and just trying to find different ways to get him and Jeremy and Jack, all in the field, whether it be together or at different times, because I think they all bring something that can help us win ball games.
With Ra, Coach Houston said he's kind of still learning things with the speed
Yeah.
covers. Can help him erase some mistakes he's making. Like, what do you see from him 4 games in?
He makes plays. I mean, he makes plays on the perimeter. Sometimes he may make a mistake, but he's playing physical out there and playing hard out there. And, I thought he was kind of in his element the other night. And, it's his first time playing that nickel outside backer position. He's always played inside at, the places he's been before. So he's still learning that. But every day and every snap he takes, he gets better and better. And you see some athleticism at times just take over. And he makes plays, and I think he had a couple the other night where he's coming off blocks or making plays for losses back there. And I think he's gonna be a special player down the stretch here.
And then with McCaffrey, they use him in the slot, they move him outside. How difficult is it? Just kind of don't know where he might line up.
So Rice is an offense that's gonna huddle. Untraditional, what we don't see anymore. It's kind of an NFL style offense. They're gonna huddle. They're gonna snap the ball with 5-6 seconds on the clock. I think they're the second slowest offense. With the play clock, snapping it down in college football right now. They have some tempo in there, but not much. So that creates one problem. Him coming out of the huddle, you don't know where he's going to be. Then they're going to motion shift him around and create some matchups, whether it be on your safeties or on your corners or on Sam, nickel type guys. So, our big thing is make sure we know where he's at. I think he's got 41 targets on the year. They've got 133 targets on the year, so he's like a third of those. So you definitely better know where he's at in all situations, and we're trying to do a good job of that. I think Malik Leverett is a freshman for us this year, and on our scout team who's doing a really good job of giving that look this week.
Do you have an update on when we might see Tegan Wilk or Elijah Morris back?
Yeah, hopefully soon. I think Elijah and Tegan are two guys that play a lot of football, and in a Pirate uniform, and all the Pirate Nation is excited to see them back, and I hope it's soon, sooner than later, and I think it will be. With that being said, just thank you to the fans on Saturday in Dowdy. It was awesome to be back in there. That we're, stood through the rain and the storm and all that kind of stuff, and our kids feed off of that energy that they create in Dowdy. So really appreciate those fans.
Anything else? Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.